volleyball action continues in this year's 2023 Girls Volleyball Invitational Tournament live here in San Andres Sports Complex. Two teams that are hungry for victory face off sa ating fifth game ngayong hapon. This is, of course, Gracel Christian College and University of Perpetual Health System. As you can see, straight sets po ang naging resulta ng ating apat na laro from this morning until California Academy taking on FEU. And for our fifth, titingnan natin is this if this will be the case. And this is again Gracel and University of Perpetual Health going up against each other. That is in Pool A po. Kaya naman we welcome everyone as we take a look at our group standings. Nabanggit ko nga, Gracel also is and Perpetual together with La Salle pa and Nazareth School of and yung napakahirap na at challenging na kasama nila. For Pool B, you can see our scores. Bacolod Taitong on top. California Academy with their win earlier puts them on top spot. And for Pool D, it's Naga actually taking on the solo spot for their pool. Ngayon naman, pag-usapan natin ang previous game ng Gracel Christian College. And, you know, this school had a better showing in their opening match. They managed to take a set before falling to De La Salle pa in 3 sets.
Well, actually, they extended their match against De La Salle pa where they even dominated in the second set, only allowing De La Salle pa to score only 9 points, and that's with the help of Ashley Muchilias with a basket of 13 big points. But they eventually fell off in the third set, handing the W to the De La Salle pa.
That's correct. You know, naging mahirap nga for this team. As we now discuss the previous match of University of Perpetual Health System, Dalta, and this time naman, you know, they lost to National University Nazareth School in straight sets. Unang laro pa lang nila, already a tough assignment in their tournament debut.
Well, we can say that Pool A is composed of very competitive teams, which is why there is no doubt the intensity of these matchups will be thrilling. But, you know, Perpetual, as we mentioned, their pool is filled with tough competitors, so this will be a challenge for our ladies in maroon.
That's correct. Now the question is, can the Perpetual help bounce back today as they face off Gracel Christian College Foundation? And we will see which players will step up for their team, or if definitely this Gracel College Foundation will, you know, dominate this game and finally get a win under their pool. And again, for those all of you volleyball fans, watch the games live on our Facebook pages, of course, and we have our main streams, games 1 and 3, live on CNN Philippines, 2 and 4 naman sa Solar Sports, and you can view all the games live in Tap Sports. And again, for our social media accounts, that's at Facebook at My Plus Network, and YouTube as well as TikTok for Shakey Super League at Shakey Super League Facebook page. A lot of platforms that all you volleyball fans can view so that you will miss any of our games here in our tournament. Again, this is Sheila Salaysay, kasama si Richie Cordero. Ayan, tama na, Richie. Bringing you the games. At para masimulan na itong ating ikalimang laro, let me now turn you over to our venue announcer.
You guys are still enjoying great volleyball action here at the Shakey's Girls Volleyball Invitational League. It's a University of Perpetual Health System Dalta Junior Lady Altas going up against the Gracel Christian College Foundation Lady Wolverines. Let's meet both teams Starting with the University of Perpetual Health System Dalta Junior Lady Altas. Led by their team captain and first libero, number 2, Zoe Santos. Number 1, Fiona Gaurawan. Number 3, Jonna May Valenzuela. Number 5, Bernadette Fajarillo. Number 7, Angelica Esquilio. Number 8, Zybel Sapino. Number 11, Gian Castro. Number 12, Jenna Jimenez. Number 14, Isel Reyes. Number 15, Iji Sancho. Number 16, Danica Palileo. Number 17, Francesca Delgado. Number 18, Hannah Kiamco. And their second libero is number 4, Dexine De Leon. And now, here come the Gracel Christian College Foundation Lady Wolverines. Led by their team captain, number 17, Rian Pedural. And first libero, number 7, Lavinia Sasondoncillo. Here come their teammates, number 2, Sherry Acosta. Number 3, Leanne Pimentel. Number 6, Samantha Carianga. Number 8, Jasmine Palalon. Number 10, Francis Rotoni. Number 11, Micah Dalmasio. Number 12, Jasmine Monte. Number 13, Akisha Aheron. Number 15, Lian Crisostomo. Number 16, Ashley Muquillas. Number 18, Jomelie Nadala. And their second libero is number 22, Lizelle K. Carabo. Here are our officials for match number 17. First referee, Lester Lijano, national referee. Second referee, Kim Yadao, national referee. Let's meet the starting lineup for both teams, starting with the Gracel Christian College Foundation Lady Wolverines. Their team captain, number 17, Rian Pedural. Number 2, Sherry Acosta. Number 11, Micah Dalmasio. Number 12, Jasmine Monte. Number 16, Ashley Muquillas. Number 18, Jomelie Nadala. And their starting libero is number 17, Lavinia Sasondoncillo. Head coach for the Gracel Christian College Foundation is Watamama Makalangan. And now the starting lineup for the University of Perpetual Health System Dalta Junior Lady Altas. Number 5, Bernadette Fajarillo. Number 8, Zybel Sapino. Number 12, Jenna Jimenez. Number 15, Ishi Sancho. Number 17, Francesca Delgado. Number 18, Hannah Kiamco. And their starting libero is number 2, team captain Zoe Santos. Head coach for the junior Lady Altas is Alan J. Salaan.
And there you have it, the starters for Gracel Christian College and Perpetual Help, Acosta, Dalmasio, Monte, Muchilias, Bedural, Nadala, and sa Sontoncelio ang starting libero nitong Gracel, Pajarillo, Sapino, Jimenez, Sancho, Palileo, Delgado, and the starting libero is Santos of Coach Jason Sapin. And we welcome everyone to our 5th game of the day as we begin our first set, and this is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. Free ball para sa Gracel, Monte. Chance ball ulit. Good defense by Perpetual. Down the line attack. And a miss hit galing dito kay Acosta, but a violation will give them the point. Good first ball. Off the block. Sapino will work her way through.
Great use of power, trying to make that ball go to the other side of the court, knowing that she had 2 blockers in front of her ready to block her.
At walang kumuha to cover that ball for Gracel. Monte kay Bedural. Good pickup. Down the line attack. Didn't work. Pinalo agad yon. Good save. Opportunity for Perpetual. And yes, that time, successful dito ang Perpetual.
Off the block attack. Seems to be very effective for our ladies in maroon.
The second time, doon pumunta ulit yung bola ng Perpetual sa gitna. That's an open spot for Gracel.
We're witnessing very high intensities coming from both teams.
Off the block by Bedural, and she will get that point.
Great to see that Gracel is using the advantage of having a tall spiker in front of smaller blockers.
That's correct. Good first ball. A drop will not work. Mochilias from the other side. She gets her first point.
Another cross and off the block attack point for Gracel.
Yes, itong si Mochilias siya yung nanguna doon sa kanilang unang panalo on their previous game.
And she was also the one who led her team in the previous game to win a set against De La Salle Lipa.
That's correct. Unang service ace yan ng Gracel, and this serve of the game is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. Service error this time. Serving for Perpetual. This is Sancho. Monte over set, and nakita agad ni Sapino.
Great net presence coming from Sapino, reading that set was going to go over the net.
That's right. Great anticipation as well. Bedural. Miss, that's a service ace.
Nagulat yata si Bedural sa receive na yon.
Well, sa taas ng bola, hindi niya kasi alam kung paano niya kukunin yung
Yeah.
second ball.
When the ball is going to the middle part of your body, you don't know if you're going to toss it or if you're going to dig it.
Right. Vidaral.
Aggressive attack coming from Acosta. Hitting that ball right in the middle of the court.
Yes, that's Acosta. Sorry. Let's take a look at it once again. Kita mo talaga yung follow through niya and then yung flick ng wrist. Chance for Gracel. Off the block. Nakita yon ni Mochilias but di pa rin sapat para mayangat yon.
It gives Perpetual the advantage to really time their blocks given that Gracel's setter, Monte, actually sets their open really high.
Papasok si Rotoni. Papalitan dito si Jasmine Monte. Rotoni is the second setter. Cargado yung serve na yon. Service ace for Sapinho.
Sapinho already on her third point.
And they are now leading 7, serving 5. Good pickup right there. Another chance for Gracel. From the back. Koya Mochilias. Sapinho, ibibigay. Almost a point right there. And it is out.
Medyo nalunod na dun si Ashley Mochilias.
These consecutive errors piled up on the side of Gracel. At lamang na nga dito ang Perpetual ng 3. This is a good start, of Perpetual comparing in their previous match. The offense is there, service is there. Defense also, kaya naman nakakasabay sila dito sa palitan ng depensa against Gracel.
We're looking to see more action and effort coming from Gracel given that they did perform really well in the previous games they had. And the previous game they had.
That's correct. Para naman dito sa Gracel, sila yung nauna at the beginning of the set. Pero yun nga, dahil sa errors din nila, they stopped gaining more points. And that advantage, is now in favor of Perpetual. This is a different showing by Gracel in their previous match. Now we'll see. It's just still, too early to say, as these girls will definitely try to bounce back and get their momentum on their side. As Sapinho continues to serve for Perpetual.
Great effort coming from Jimenez to get that ball on top of the net, but she was still mistimed and miscalculated when she hit that ball.
Pero si Coach Jason parang having clarifications with our second referee kasi considered first ball pero hindi naman niya blinak yung bola, so that's a double touch violation. Kiamco, she was dug. What an attack from the back. That is Acosta.
This girl has been showing promising attacks. Even if in the back line, she is still contributing.
That's correct. Nakalkula niya yung court sa kabilang side.
And given that she's not that tall of a player, it's very hard to calculate that.
Correct. And another point by Acosta, this time from a service ace. Tied now at 8 apiece. It's Gracel serving, and that was well read that time by Sapinho. This is Pajarillo. And service ace.
Great placement for that serve. Landed just inches away from the line.
And with that, it puts Perpetual again on top by 2. Kiamco, chance for Gracel. Mochilias off the block.
Oh, Perpetual is actually ready for that, to cover that attack, but they were in a case of miscommunication from 2 of their players.
Sayang yung mga ganung pagkakataon kasi nasa harap na nila yung bola pero walang nag-attempt kumuha as another service error was given up by Mochilias.
A good number of errors coming from both of our teams as early as the first set.
Jenna Jimenez, the middle blocker of Perpetual. Good pickup. Kiamco. Violation called against Perpetual.
Those are the things attackers really need to calculate, because it's not just when you hit the ball, it's also when you land. That you have to be careful. Iwas injury din tayo.
That's correct. With first ball. Kiamco was a bit careful in that last attempt. Mochilias was dug. Over-receive, pero nagumpa ng paraan yun. Rotoni this time, setting that one up to Nadala.
Let's see that play once again. You see her very explosive approach for that attack.
Another deadlock for these two teams, tied at 11. Attack error will give Gracel their 1-point advantage. Pajarillo checks in, replacing Kiamco for Perpetual. On the line is Maika Dalmasio. Sending this one from the back. And again, Sapino having a tough time hitting the ball to cross over.
Still continuing compiling the errors coming from these teams.
Ito na, Gracel ang lumalamang at this part of the set. Rotoni, bibigay kay Mochilias from the back. Nakuha ngayon ng Perpetual just at the net. Still the ball is alive. And that is line ball according to our officials.
It was a miss-hit, but luckily that ball still found its way to the line.
That's correct. That's a lucky break para dito sa Perpetual. Mochilias once again.
You notice that Gracel has been producing a number of their points from the back line, and it has been very aggressive attacks as well.
Good recognition on the side of Rotoni. Kasi nakikita niya kung sino yung mga ready for an attack galing sa likod. Service ace. Nadala earlier, did get a point. Pero ito, another one from the service area. That's the third service ace of Gracel for this part of the match. Pero,
Nabati mo yata.
yeah, that's the fourth service error. Hindi masyadong nakakalayo itong dalawang koponan natin. Gracel only leading by 2. What an attack from the back. Good save. This time sa open naman. Too powerful cross-court hit. Galing dito kay Lian. Oh, that's Sherry Acosta. The blockers of Perpetual were delayed to safeguard that net. Second technical timeout. This is Gracel up by 3. Thank you for joining us once again. You are watching the 2023 Shakey's Girls Volleyball Invitational Tournament. We are live on Plus Network, of course, and other Facebook pages. And this is already the 5th game of the day as Rotoni gained another point from the service area, which makes the lead up by 4 after that timeout.
We really have to commend Rotoni for stepping up now that she is subbed in.
Nakabawi naman agad doon si Sapino. Attack from the middle. Sanchez serving now for Perpetual. Rotoni sending this one to the open with a punch. Mochilias pupuntos muli.
Great adjustment coming from her. You see that that set was a bit too near for her liking, but she was still able to make a way to gain that point.
The team captain serving for Gracel. Attack error by Jimenez. At lumalaki na nga dito ang kalamangan ng Gracel. And this time, it's Coach Jason Sapin calling for timeout.
Wala kasing pasa, kaya ganyan. Ikaw kasi ayusin mo na lang palo, ayaw mo pa ayusin. Natural sa'yo talaga yun. Ha? Pasahan nyo muna, saglit to, pasahan nyo muna. Kaya pa yan, oh. Nastoro. Ha? Setter ka. Hindi mo pa din. Open, oh. Practical maglaro ba? Practical. Ano sa practical mo? Paso mo ba doon?
Coach is trying to inspire his girls to still catch up to the Gracel players.
And sabi nga dito ni Coach Jason Sapin, wala silang pasa. Kaya hindi sila makapuntos dito. At kaya naman lumaki ng ganito kalaki ang nakalayo ng ganito kalaki itong Gracel. Pero in that last frame, we saw them respond with a point. It's not one of the strongest attacks dito ng Perpetual, but still, a point is a point, cutting down the lead to 4.
Sapino now on the service line, and the last sequence she was on the service line, they actually had a good run of points.
That's correct. Good save right there by Gracel. You know, at napalakas naman ang hampas dito ni Padillo.
Perpetual actually asking for a touch from our referees.
I like how aggressive the crowd is as well for these two teams, cheering from the sidelines.
Great save.
Ang hirap ng angle na yun. And again, with that attack, galing sa likod, itong sa Acosta, kukuha ulit ng puntos.
Great save coming from Sasondoncillo.
Yes, that's the first libero.
And finished with Acosta's attack.
Gandang basa doon that time for Perpetual. And Sapino reading it very well. That's already given them a point. Almost a point, but that's a good save. Rotoni nagawan pa ng paraan, pero parang hindi siya natuwa doon.
We have been seeing a lot of lucky points from both of our teams.
But hold on, clarification on the side of our officials. And that point will go to Perpetual, overreaching. At alam ni Rotoni yun. Dahil backline siya. Pajarillo serving for Perpetual. Rotoni, bibigay kay Mochilias from the opposite.
Great
Sweet spot.
celebration from her.
Yes.
You see her actually clipping that ball with not much power, but very effective with the placement she chose.
You know what I noticed to our lefty players here in the tournament is yung taas ng reach nila at
Yes.
galing ng adjustment nitong mga kaliwete.
And especially Mochilias, the flick of the wrist you were mentioning actually is an advantage for her because when the ball spins, it's harder to read.
Yes, very efficient itong si Mochilias. You know, one of the effective lefties we have here in our tournament. Good first ball. Rotoni sending this one to the open. Over receive. One more time. Down the line. Pero too much angle in that last attack.
I feel
Coming
like
from
I feel like she also mishit that ball. It only hit the thumb part. It didn't reach her whole hand.
Yes. Well, she didn't have enough time para umatras and get ready for that another set.
Tingnan natin kung makakabawi.
Masyadong malayo ang take-off ni Mochilias. Kaya naman, it's a coach. Of course, it's Gracel. Coach Wata Mama Makalangan will call this timeout.
Sampu nila dyan, air lang natin. Tapos na tatlo. Kalma lang kayo. Tapos
Bawian nyo.
tatlo lang, isa lang.
Isang pasa muna, isang pasa.
First isang pasa muna.
Bilang.
1, 2, 3 tayo, ha?
Huwag niyo itapon.
Alaga na tayo. Alaga. Ingat kayo, ingat. Gracel, we're good!
Has been struggling delivering the ball to their setter, which caused them to not have as much place as the first part of our first set. That's why coach instructed na bawian
Yes.
through one pass.
At wag sayangin kasi kanina they were leading as high as 4 or 5, and just like that bumaba sa dalawa tong kalamangan ng Gracel, but making that 3, and that attack courtesy of Nadala. Kabila naman ang tatawag ng timeout dito, it's Coach Jason Sapin.
Anong trabaho? Magtapos mo yung service natin. Ano trabaho natin next ba? Depensa, di ba? Oh, anyan pala eh. Hindi naman kalakasan ng follow nila eh. Ha? Oh. Ganyang labanan dapat kaya natin. 3 lang yan. Ha? Ganyang laban ha. Pasahan nyo muna. Libero ha. Pasahan muna.
Coach Jason really emphasizing on the defense that he is looking for from his players. Na isang pasa, hindi naman daw kalakasan ang palo ng kalaban.
Medyo nawawala kasi yung Perpetual coming from serve nila. Hindi na nila alam kung paano po pwesto pagdating sa depensa. That's a transition. And that's what Coach Jason Sapin pointed out in that huddle. Drop ball, nabasa yan dito ng Gracel. And Bedural with an easy drop using her left hand.
You know, as a middle blocker, it's so important that you need to use both of your hands so that it's so easy to adjust, because more often than not, your setter may not give you the best sets or the sets that you are looking for, but it's still up to you as a good attacker to adjust.
Tama ka dyan. Nagawa na nga ni Rotoni yung role niya to put the ball up. Ngayon, nasa spiker na yon kung paano nila gagawa ng paraan. It's already their responsibility. Gracel will burn her second timeout. Last timeout for this set.
Okay, sige. Last one. Isang magandang receive lang. Siya nasa harap. Okay, mag-run ka. Run, tapos press. Yung backline natin nandun, sa dulo. Backline sa 6'2 tayo, 6'2. Isang 6'2, isang 6'3. Ang target ng 6'2, 5. Ang target ng 6'3, gitna lang, drop. Go.
I feel like that timeout was really just called to give very direct instructions of what he wants his players to do for the last point. But let's see if Perpetual will still stay alive in the first set of this match.
Off speed, pero nakuha dito ni Suplico. Sapinho with her version, and that time, the more effective version.
Smart play coming from Sapinho. She has been contributing to her team's points through attacks and serves.
That's correct.
You see her really peaking where there are no defensive players for Gracel.
Again, we have to commend the diligence of the libero / team captain of Perpetual. That's Zoe Santos. Another drop, pero nabasa yan dito.
That dropper was too high.
Chance, Rotoni, Bedural with a running attack, and that will seal the deal for Gracel, taking on the first set against Perpetual. No, ang ganda na naging play dito. Rotoni just really following the directions of their coach when it comes to their offense. And again, it's the girls wearing white and blue winning the first set 25-22. Ano ba nangyari dito sa ating unang set? You know, it was a seesaw battle at first between Gracel and Perpetual. You know, they've been exchanges, attacks, and defenses, net defense, and of course services. But towards the end, you know, nakita natin yung tibay ng Gracel. And in that team, it was Acosta together with Mochilias and Nadala working together to get that win.
Yes, it was a good exchange of momentum that caused a close match. As you said, Acosta, Nadala, and Mochilias leading their team with attacks orchestrated by none other than Francis Rotoni, who stepped up in the first set.
Dito naman sa kabilang side, this is the Perpetual. Of course, you can see our numbers. Richie?
Of course, GCC had 14 attacks in comparison to 7 of Perpetual.
So that's really a big difference when it comes to the numbers as we begin the second set. And this is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and Mojo's now. Error to begin for Gracel. Nabanggit natin kanina yung key players ng Gracel, but when it comes to Perpetual, sino ba yung gumawa dito during the first set?
Well, I think it was also the libero who really founded their defensive line.
That's correct. Well, the libero is also, again, their team captain. That's Zoe Santos. And we've seen a few contributions coming from Pajarillo and Sapino Sancho as well for that part of the game. Off the block. Pero buhay pa rin ang bola. Chansa para sa Gracel. Almost a point. Great effort. Delgado, cross-court hit, one-hand dig.
You have to commend the floor defense Gracel is showing for this exchange of balls.
Free ball. Delgado sending it to the open. Drop will not work. Another one. Ang daming nag-attempt kumuha ng bola na yon, and with that, it cost an error. And that's 3 straight points para sa Perpetual. That's clearly an service error.
Unfortunate because during the last set, Palileo was actually the one serving when they had a good run of points.
That's correct. Off speed pero nabasa yun dito ni Crisostomo. Atake mula sa likod. Santos was able to put the ball up. Chance again for Gracel. Almost an out pero kinuha yan dito. Hindi pa. Ng Perpetual, and that is already, you know, an error on their side.
Crisostomo was actually under the ball, forcing that ball to go long instead of short.
A strong attack by Sapino this time.
Let's see that play once again. If you notice her approach, she only becomes explosive in the last step of her approach, which means that she can really compose and time her attack.
That's correct. Service ace ng Perpetual, and si Delgado ang makakakuha ng puntos na yun. Free. Chansa para sa Perpetual. Pajarillo. And
Ball is still alive.
yes, excellent effort right there by Gracel. And another one. Grabing sipag nitong mga batang to. Miscommunication on the play.
With great adjustment.
And with the help of the net, Sapino will be able to receive the credit for her team.
But we have to commend the floor defense for both of our teams for the exchange of saves we saw.
That's correct. Wala talagang gustong matapos yung rally na yon. And everyone just wants to gain 1 point. And as I've said, it's Gracel gaining 1. Delgado sending it to the middle. Pero nabasa yan dito ni Saberon. But Santos won't be able to pick up that ball. Good save right here.
And great presence for our middle blocker of Gracel.
Still good.
A chance for a play.
Yeah, that's an attack error, just hitting it towards the net.
Masyadong nanggigil ang Gracel dun sa palo na yon.
And that is Lian Pimentel. Well, a good save right here. No, kanina pa tayo nakakita ng bodies on the floor. No, because these girls just don't want to give up and going and running towards the ball. But this time, if you will see, hinabol yun dito ng libero ng Gracel. But, no, and that ended in favor of Perpetual. They are up here by 4 points. What an effort being shown this part of the game, Richie.
I feel like Gracel has lost composure. Sayang yung momentum nila coming from the first set where they were actually playing really well in the end of the first set.
Well, what will be the tendency for some of the teams, lalo na pag nakuha nila yung panalo on the first set coming to the second?
Well, I feel like sometimes you can get overconfident and complacent when it comes to winning the first set. But I think it comes with maturity that they really need to remain to have the same intensity from the first set and bring it on to the second set.
And there you have it, our super fans of the game. And this is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and Mojo's now.
And again, I was about to mention that we had a different setter. It was Monte, the first setter, who was setting for Gracel here in the second set, but now is being subbed by Rotoni once again, who actually performed really well in the first set. So let's see if this substitution will be of help for Gracel.
Too much power in that attack galing kay Saberon. And with that, Perpetual is now up by 6, 10 serving 4. And another error, miscommunication right here. What seems to be going on the side of Gracel, Richie?
I feel like they really have to establish their first ball first so that they can have Rotoni set up the same place she did in the first set.
And nung una, well, they were just being tied right here, pero nakalayo na nga dito unti ang Perpetual. Service error will make the lead down to 6. Parilio. This is Gracel. From the opposite. At napalakas yung hampas na yon. Puntos ulit ang ibibigay dito sa Perpetual.
Maybe a little bit of a clip and the flick of the wrist would have helped that attack.
No, Sapino now serving for Perpetual. Almost a point right there. Pero naitawid yan ng Gracel. Delgado sent that one, yes.
an exchange of attack errors coming from both teams. And Gracel is really producing those errors, and it's costing them to have such a big lead to catch on.
Ahampas ulit ang Perpetual. Pajarillo getting that point. Very lucky shot for Perpetual.
Well, a point is a point, no matter how strong or indefinite it may be.
Karabot ibibigay sa likod, and a good pickup by Sapinho. Chance for Gracel. Sending this one to Saberon again.
Too much angle for
Yes.
Saberon. That ball went straight out.
You know, the thing is, ang taas ng elevation niya. Diba? Tama naman yung timing. It's just that hindi niya maklip towards the end. Kaya naman lumalabas yung palo.
Which has been an issue for some of our Gracel attackers.
Chance for Gracel. Free ang ibibigay sa Perpetual. Pumunta sa gitna. Saberon once again. Dropped and work. Overset. Babalik sa court ng Perpetual, pero 4 touches ang itatawag ng ating officials.
Delgado's body was actually already facing the other side of the court, which caused that set to go over the net.
Seven serving 14. Delgado sending this one to the open. Over receive.
Another lucky point for our ladies in maroon.
Lahat sila nagtatawanan na dito sa Perpetual kasi ilang beses na nangyari, napakaswerte nung puntos na nakukuha nila. Earlier, it was Pajarillo just hitting that ball at bumagsak mismo sa linya dito ng court ng Gracel. And that time, with the help of the net, the ball rolled over. Saberon was there, pero
Another.
on cue talaga to Perpetual. At palaki na nga ng palaki ang kalamangan nila with, the back-to-back efforts. Should I say lucky breaks para dito sa girls ni Coach Jason Sapin. Second technical timeout, Perpetual ang lamang. Ilan yung sila?
Now in the court, we have Muchilias, Acosta, and Nadala back inside alongside Rotoni.
Well, that's a platoon substitution. That's what Gracel needed at this time because excellent comeback for Perpetual.
And right away, Nadala delivers an amazing point from that explosive attack. You see her elevating so perfectly.
They just needed that break, for them to rack on points as, when everything seems to be on the side of Perpetual. Diba, lucky points for them earlier. We'll see if they will able to utilize that as Gracel claims back-to-back points.
Immediate comeback from the sub of our coach of Gracel.
Good first ball. Excellent effort right there. Little bit of uncertainty when it comes to, you know, getting the ball on the side of Perpetual. Pero unti-unti nang lumiliit ang lamang dito ng Perpetual as Nadala still at the service area for Gracel.
Same target for her serves as well. Great set coming from Rotoni and with a little bit of help from the net.
Another opportunity for Gracel. This time, sending it to the back.
You see the differences of the approaches coming from Nadala, Acosta, and Mochillas. Is that they really elevate themselves no matter how fast the ball is.
That's correct. Yung pati yung approach nila sobrang explosive. You know, the same amount of power is being released every time. And that ball just fell in the middle of the court of Perpetual. Timeout ulit ang itatawag
Ayun na
dito.
maglaro.
Nuno ng blocker, tumama sa kamay nila eh. Lumambot na nga yung bola, Pinabayaan niyo po bumagsak.
Ayaw nyo na maglaro? Tigilan natin yan. Ha? Tagal lang ikaw, tatlo na sila, Ayaw natin maglaro na eh. Ayaw nyo na? Tigilan natin.
Coach Jason instructing his girls to stop the momentum that Gracel has produced ever since that substitution was done.
One good stop lang ang gusto dito ni Coach. Of course, Coach Wata. Na-stop yung bola but that went in favor of Perpetual. Sabi niya kanina, nakatatlong puntos na sila, hindi pa tayo umiikot. You know, and that's a fact because kaya nga pinasok yung tatlo. You know, he wants them, you know, to gain more points, makaikot para maka-opensa sila. Acosta. Tough angle, yes.
Angle on that attack. Acosta really twisted her body and clipped her wrist to get that certain angle she was looking for, and it was successful at that point. That's a difficult angle.
It is. Good first ball by Santos. Off speed, and what a control of the ball para dito kay Sapinho.
Smart play coming from Sapinho. We saw her really attacking powerfully a while ago, but it's really nice to see her vary her attacks.
That's correct. Off the block hit this time. Kanina pa sinusubukan ni Palalon yung ganong atake. If you will notice earlier, lahat ng naging palo nita, it was all off the block dahil ang ganda rin ng timing sa depensa ng Perpetual.
Well, we can add her to the list of Gracel's contributing players.
Tack error this time on the other side by Acosta.
Oh, she clipped that too early, and she still clipped it even if the ball was a bit far from the net already.
19 serving 13. Sancho. Karabot getting the first ball. Sending this one from the opposite, and gumana naman itong version ng off-speed ni Carianga.
Ang laki ng hinabol ng Gracel coming from a 9-point lead,
Yes.
if I believe so.
Good dig. From the other side again, this time it's Mochillas, but Pajarillo was able to pick that up. With a drop, didn't work for Acosta.
Nadala.
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 And that hit from the middle, finally ending that rally, and that will go in favor of Gracel.
Perpetual struggling to compose themselves now that the score is only a 4-point deficit.
That's right. Sapinho.
Attempting to get that ball a point to the long ball, but it was too long, too much angle at that point.
And she was effective, in her attacks earlier, but committing an error this time. And service ace. It's only, a 2-point lead for Gracel, for Perpetual rather, as Gracel continues to get points from the service area.
Pasahan nyo muna kasi nga. Kasi pasa eh. Panigurado, tinan mo habol oh. Agawin mo na kasing receive. Ipatalikod mo siya. Ikaw na makuha ng receive. Bakunin eh.
There was one thing missing coming from Coach. It was really the defense and receive ng Perpetual.
That's correct. And yung instruction niya, specifically for the libero, Zoe Santos, dahil siya naman talaga ang pinakamatibay na depensa sa lahat ng yan. That's why she's the libero.
And also the captain, which means that she really needs to show that she is dominating the defensive line for her team.
That's correct. Plus the leadership. Pero ito na nga, isa na lang ang kalamangan ng Perpetual. Stellar performance for Gracel.
Imagine the trust also of Gracel's coach to give the other players a chance to play.
A good effort right here. Mochilias, and yes, finding or hitting that down the line. No one was there on the side for Perpetual. We are now tied at 19. Error. What a superb effort displayed by Gracel. For the second set, ang laki ng hinabol nila dito.
Yes, Perpetual now in the advantage because Sapinho is known to be a good server.
Everyone was surprised, but a violation was called against Gracel because Rotoni is a backliner. That happened in the first set. Pero minsan nakakalimutan yata ni Rotoni na nasa likod siya.
But sometimes, coming from personal experience, when you're a setter and the ball is already too near the net, sometimes your only option is to hit the ball wishing that it would go back to your court, but more often than not, it wouldn't.
Yes.
Habol. Dalawa. Tatlo pala. Relax lang. Oo, taas lang muna tayo. Malayo pa yan ha, layo. Wala pang 24 kaya hindi pa tapos.
Una tayo, go!
A very calm and collected coach that he is setting up an example for his girls to follow inside the court and not lose the composure they've been having, catching up to Perpetual's lead a while ago.
That's correct. Kasi nakatabla na nga sila at 19. Ang haba na ng trinabaho nila para hindi masayang. Paharilio, off speed pero nakuha pa yan dito. Nadalag. And that worked for Gracel.
Every time Nadala, Acosta, and Mochilias has their approaches, as explosive as they are, they have like 1 second on top that they have a deciding moment on what to do with the ball. But first that at service error coming from Gracel. Costly at that point.
Correct. Not really a good time for them to commit that error. Again, lucky strike for Perpetual, which puts them to a set point. That's Pajarillo. From the back, Sapino with a good dig. But she will hit that straight to the net, a set point save.
Miscalculation on the point of Perpetual. You know, when you are having a pipeline attack and you aren't as tall of a player, it's so important to calculate your attack and not, you know, and not hammer it down.
Delgado sent this one to the open. Nakita yung drop na yon. Another opportunity for Gracel. This time from the opposite, and that's going to work for Gracel.
Palalon really upping her numbers and the contribution for her team. Another explosive attack.
Another set point save right here. 22-24. Sapino with a drop. All power in that last hit by Nadala. We are getting really...
And you see her hesitating in the previous attacks she was making, but then that one was really just all of her power in one attack.
Lahat tayo dito napapahinto with the action that we're seeing right now. A chance to tie the game. No call from our officials. One more time. And off the block, but still the ball is up. Nadala. Sapino saving it. And with that, it's Perpetual winning this set. Napakaswerte ng Perpetual sa set na to. A couple of points really just ending in their favor.
Not just a couple, I believe that was 5 points we were very shocked at. But
we'll be right back. It's 25-23. Perpetual taking on the second set. Perpetual, ang laki nga ng nalamang nila dito. But then Gracel slowly but surely trying to climb up and even tied the game at 19. Pero ano bang nangyari dito sa set na to, Richie, sa tingin mo?
Well, actually, Perpetual led the whole set through, but Gracel, the turning point of Gracel was when Acosta, Nadala, Muchilias, and Rotoni was back inside of the court.
Kanina pa natin binabanggit lahat ng swerte ata nandito na sa koponan ng Perpetual. Those lucky shots, fortunate end game and rally results really went on their favor. Kaya naman naging dikit itong ating second set looking at the numbers of these two teams.
What stands out is attacks. The 13 attacks GCC had, but only 7 of Perpetual. But, GCC also committed 11 errors while only 8 for Perpetual.
Yes, plus the aces right here of, Perpetual doing the damage. Kaya naman sila ang nanalo in the second set. We'll see if they will continue, to be lucky as we start the third set. And this is brought to you by Shakey's Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and Mojos now. Strong attack by Sapino.
Sapino starting out strong with that aggressive attack. And even if it hit the net, it still was too strong that it found its way straight to the floor.
That's correct. Oh, and again, our third set is still up to 25 points. Well, a preliminary is best of 3.
Sagot naman dito si Acosta ng Gracel.
That's correct. And I mentioned that when it comes to our tournament format, of course, pagdating naman dito sa semis, and definitely that's going to be, best of 5. Back-to-back attacks right here. But it's Acosta this time will get that point.
Acosta has been a key player in today's match.
Definitely. Santos with a good first ball. Drop by Sapino. At nagulat ata doon itong si Muchilias.
Sagutan lang ng puntos itong si Acosta at si Sapino coming in this third set.
Tied at 2 right here. But that's an error.
No luck there for Perpetual.
That's right. The team captain of Gracel, this is Bedurel. Medyo naging tahimik siya on the second set. Good save by Sapino.
And good save by Santos.
Yeah, pero it was not enough for them para maibalik yon dito.
Yet again, Acosta scores a point. Lucky break for Dalmasio. I feel like she hesitated to get that ball, but she still went for it. Natawa na lang siya sa point niya na yun.
I'm serving 2. Sapino. Nadala setting this one to the opposite. Mochilias, committing an attack error.
A bit too low for her liking. Sapino now on the service line, and once again, she is a strong server. She needs to gain as much easy points for her team to gain that lead once again.
As I just said, it's an ace for Sapino. So this has been a good display of performance from these two teams. Actually, for Perpetual, better.
But a service ace followed by a service error coming from Sapino. Now Acosta is on the service line. Another great server at this point.
Off the block. Pero nakuha yun. This one. Too low of an attack from the back.
Too much clip at that. It actually found its way in the middle of the net, not even the top. But it's nice to see. Imagine Acosta maybe around 5'2". Yeah, a 5'2" of a player is jumping and being so aggressive even from the back line of the court.
Effort, I can say, and good adjustment dito for Perpetual. Pero for Gracel, kinulang in that last sequence. Tied at 6 now. Substitution for Gracel. Palalon checks in, replacing Mochilias. Setting this one up to Nadala, off speed.
Nadal utilizing her brain and her elevation to really decide last minute where it will damage the defensive line of Perpetual.
You know what I'm amazed is that these girls at an early age can already hit the kind of attacks off speed yun. So you need to have a great control and contact of the ball kapag yun ang gusto mong atake. That will not work for Perpetual. Nadala off. This one is a strong hit. And that will sail out. No advantage here on the side of Gracel. It's Nadala really working together with Palalon and Acosta. And they are up here by 2. For Perpetual, what seems to be lacking at this part of the match?
Well, I feel like they are lacking the same thing they were lacking in the first 2 sets, which was first ball. It's so hard for them to make plays if they aren't being given like the first good pass.
That's right. But, if we will see, looking at the matches we have for today, 4 games in straight sets, winning by NU, Naga, Arellano, and California. This is Gracel and Perpetual. And for our 5th, we will still have Lyceum of the Philippines, Cavite, and Adamson University. And so far, this is the only game that went extended. Service error. After that, a technical timeout will bring down the lead to 1. Jenna Jimenez serving for Perpetual. Bawi si Palalon from the back, and she did.
Too strong of an attack that led Perpetual's defensive line to be broken.
Jimenez was surprised kasi ang lakas nung palo na yun. Delgado sending it to the open. Nakuha yan dito ng Gracel. More time. This is Nadala. Sapino. Pedural just tipping it over. Another tip did not work for Nadala. Chance. Saan sila pupunta? Violation clearly. It was the Perpetual. Sancho touching the net. That's why the point will be awarded to Gracel.
Costly errors because you don't want Gracel to have the momentum they had in the first set.
It's Gracel up by 3 here. Delgado. Down the line attack by Pajarillo.
Easy
That's
point.
Palilio.
Easy point for Palilio, finding that open spot in zone 5.
Diskarte ang nakita natin doon in that last play.
Yeah, she saw that she had 2 blockers and the zone 5 was open, so she really brought it there.
Down the line attack by Nadala. Unsuccessful, so another chance for them, and yes!
Smart play coming from Sapino.
Yung akala mong easy ball na ibinalik pa, tas nakapuntos pa siya, yun yung mga ayaw na puntos or sitwasyon ng mga coaches kasi it's supposed to be a free ball. Means you have the opportunity. Acosta hitting from the back. Sapino this time. Nadala.
Delgado trying to force that set to the open side of the court, but it was actually too low and too fast for her spiker to adjust in.
Kanina pa tong si Sapino kasi pumupuntos, umaatake. Service ace. Sapino. Solid attack, but it was picked up. Sa gitna naman. And still, that's in. What a hit coming from Sancho in the middle.
Not the strongest of hits, but it definitely found its sweet spot right in zone 5.
Yun ang mahirap basahin, mahirap ikalkula kung papasok o hindi kasi parang papasok na parang hindi. But still, for Gracel, pinabayaan lang nila. Point for Perpetual, but this time, palitan naman ng puntos as Gracel gains 1 point. We are now at 13-10 and it's time to switch courts. You just tuned in. This is just the 5th out of 6 games we have for you. Live po tayo dito sa San Andres Sports Complex. The first 4 games ended in straight sets. So far, ito pa lang yung umabot ng extended. So this is a treat for all you volleyball fans, especially for the supporters of these 2 teams. It was Perpetual winning the second set, and this time, Gracel up by 3. Good serve. Sapino.
From the middle this time.
Pedural. One-hand dig right there. What an attack, pero naiangat yan dito ng Perpetual. Palalon.
Ooh, Santos setting that up really near the net.
Oh, good save and effort by Gracel. Another drop. This time will not work. Rotoni will send this one to Palalon, pero nakuha yan dito ng Perpetual. Long rally we've seen, and
Acosta.
ayaw na niyang patagalin yon. She hit that ball hard, cross court.
And from far, like the ball was far from the net and she still remained aggressive. Sapino adjusting for that attack. And again, Acosta scores in her sweet spot.
Back-to-back points for Sherry Acosta. Parang mas sanay talaga siya sa mabukang set. Nakita mo naman, this is the second time she approached dun sa may attack line. Tumalon na siya agad, but still, same power.
Well, it's good that Rotoni is very much aware of what kind of set Acosta is looking for.
That's correct. Pero that last sequence, it's Perpetual able to gain a point. Over reception, one hand set by Rotoni. At si Bedural ang na-confuse in that play. Pumasok agad si Bedural and it was tough for her to make adjustments. From the backhand.
This time, the luck is on the side of Gracel, as Nadala uses the net as her friend to gain that point.
That's correct. Nadala getting another point, sending her team having 4-point advantage. Second technical timeout. On your screens are the girls of Adamson University, and they will be playing against Lyceum of the Philippines University, Cavite, for our 6th game on a Sunday. Pero ngayon, this is Gracel and Perpetual on their 3rd set already. It's Gracel winning the first, Perpetual on the second. The deciding set happening now as Palalon commits an error.
But that error was a beautiful error. Did you see her approach all the way from the back?
Sapinho serving for Perpetual. Very rare error committed by the top scorer of Perpetual. Kanina pa kasi siya dito nagtatrabaho. And mapaharap o mapalikod, bibigyan siya ng bola.
I feel like it also comes with exhaustion.
Sharp one, but that's out. Back-to-back service errors from our teams. Bernadette Pajarillo, 14 serving 17. Powerful hit. But Santos will bring it over once again. Now, excellent defense by Perpetual. But that was just too much muscle in that kill of Nadala.
Nadala also really forced it to go to zone 1, knowing that nakapasok na yung defensive line ng Perpetual.
Rotoni kay Nadala once again, and Santos will touch the ball, and that will go in favor of Gracel. Perpetual will call their timeout.
Wala kasi depensa, nauna ka kasi yun eh. Ando na yung bola. Pattern ka muna dyan. Ha? Pasahan nyo muna, saglit lang. Pasahan nyo muna yan, ha? Spikers, ano ba yan? Yung hina ang palo, di makapatay ang ganong palo. Paluin mo na. Ha? Sige, pasa mo na. Sige. 4 lang yan, 5 lang yan. 4. Ha? 5 lang yan, 5. Pasahan nyo muna, dandanin natin yan. Ha? Sige, pasahan mo na yan. Sige.
seeing that Gracel has been contributing the most points through their attacks, Coach really said, basahin muna yung plays na binibigay ng Gracel.
That's correct, and they have to, work 1 point at a time. One good pass is what they need.
He also instructed na kargahan yung mga palo, na huwag matakot. I feel like the girls of Perpetual are hesitating when it comes to attacks.
This is the point where very careful talaga sila sa kanilang mga nagiging atake dahil ang laki na nga ng lamang ng Gracel. Kanina, 5 lang. 6 lang. Ngayon, 7 na. Already leading right here as Reyes comes in. And at that time, she is replacing Pajarillo. Good first ball. Umatake dito ang Perpetual pero hindi nag-work. And it's Perpetual misreading the last play. And actually that's Delgado. Kala niya labas na yung bola.
Well, in times like these where the score is already near the end point, you really have to make sure and not take as much risks.
Yes, that's correct. But yung bilan ng coaches, kailangan maging matapang ka. Diba? Sa lahat sa atake mo, lalo na at depensa. And kung tapang at lakas lang naman, doon natin nakita si Palalon in that last frame, hitting from the back. Good serve. A push. Galing dito sa Perpetual. Acosta from the back.
Girl is a beast.
Yes.
I feel like she's the smallest spiker. One of the smallest spiker, her and Adalia, but they don't show that at all.
And with that attack, Gracel now is at match point. Palalon still serving.
Great serve coming from her. Turns into an ace.
Correct, and that will cap off Gracel's win in 3 sets, 25-14. What a display of performance. And definitely, tapang ang pinakita dito ng ating dalawang koponan. But still, it was Gracel working double time to get this win. And the luck naubos na on the side of Perpetual for this part of the game. 25-14 is our final score. We'll be right back for the MVP of the match and highlights. Our 5th game went extended. That's 25-22, 23-25, 25-14. It's Gracel Christian College Foundation winning over Perpetual. And we have here our MVP of the match, and this is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. Sino bang napili mo,
Well,
Richie?
amongst all of the great players we have here in Gracel, I had to choose Sherry Acosta, who actually had 15 points, 12 attacks, and 3 aces all throughout the sets.
That's correct. Congratulations, Sherry. Hi. Hindi naging madali yung mga naging laro ninyo in your previous match. Umabot din yun ng 3 sets, right, against De La Salle pa. Pero ito, 3 sets ulit. Ano ba yung nangyari doon sa second set kaya hindi nyo na ipanalo yun?
Nagkaroon lang po ng onting miscommunication and naayos naman po. And babatiin ko po yung school directors po namin na si Dr. Desiree Giraldo. And Happy Mother's Day po sa lahat.
Ang bilis mo naman, may isang tanong pa kami. Richie.
Sige, Sherry, you're not the tallest of players, pero paano mo yun linalabanan na mas madaming, mas matangkad sa'yo? Tapos,
Ang ganda
ikaw-
ng nilalaro mo.
Oo.
Ang lakas, kargado, service, palo, harap, likod.
Nagti-training po kami para maayos po namin yung game and nilalaban ko po talaga yung team namin para makakuha po ng magandang score.
Ayan. Alam ko bumati ka na kanina, pero may gusto ka bang iba idagdag sa mga babatiin at pasasalamatan mo?
Binabati ko po si Ate Ash and yung school directors po namin ulit, si Dr. Des Giraldo po, and Happy Mother's Day po.
Ayan, maraming salamat. Congratulations. And you are our MVP. Kaya naman, you will receive a super card, of course, and gift certificates from Shakey's. Congratulations. Once again, Sherry Acosta of Gracel Christian College Foundation. She is our MVP of the match. Ayan, now, let's look at our game highlights. And this happened during the first set. Yun, nagpakita talaga agad ng dominance. Itong Gracel, you have Acosta, Nadala, actually everyone on the side of Gracel. Muchilias as well, Bedural, ang kanilang team captain. Great defense para sa kanila. And there you go, the lefty on the side of Gracel. That really did the damage for GCCF. Second set naman, dito nakabawi talaga ang Perpetual, and we really felt Sapino working double time. Plus, we kept on saying it's the luck that really helped so much for Perpetual to get that win over over Gracel rather. We also saw contributions coming from Palelio, Sancho, Delgado, and definitely Santos, their libero and team captain. Pagdating naman sa third set, dito na nga tayo nagkatalo as, they were really going toe-to-toe hanggang sa makakommit ng error sunod-sunod itong Perpetual, and still you have Palalon, and of course lahat ng opensa ng Gracel hindi magiging posible without the excellent setups and plays of Rotoni, and that's why Gracel was able to win that 25-14 as our final score. Ngayon naman tingnan natin, how about the numbers of these two teams, Richie?
well, you see the big difference of the numbers of attacks coming from both of our teams. GCCF attacking 42 times, 42 points coming from attacks, and only 21 from Perpetual. But you also have the notable mention of the aces coming from both of our teams, with 11 coming from GCCF and Perpetual having 16. Also noting the errors done by GCCF with 21 and Perpetual with 19.
Kaya nga nakalamang pa sa aces itong Perpetual, but still, it was the offense of Gracel that really was the key factor for them to get this win. Kaya naman, up next for our last and final game. But before that, an update on the group standings. And definitely that is for, of course, Pool A, wherein GCCF takes the third spot, having 1 win and 1 loss. And for UP, Perpetual still finding their first win. And of course, for the other pools, you can see sino ang nasa taas. At ito na nga ang ating panghuling laro. This is between Lyceum of the Philippines University Cavite and Adamson University of Pool B. Kaya dyan lang kayo, we'll bring you one more exciting game when we return.